Going over to the Cultural Part podcast, you have a picture compilation of Antifa going viral on social media. Now, this is brought to us thanks to End Wokeness, and he says, quote, Antifa mugshots. Now you know why they all wear masks. And I'm sorry, I should put a visual disclaimer on the screen because many of them debatably look more viscerally disgusting than myself, which is saying something. And of course, a lot of overweight white gals and guys. And every one of them has, or not everyone, nearly all of them have comically thick, stupid glasses. Which, again, I always tell people, there are like 10,000 different glasses designs you can get these days. Granted, there may be like 3 companies, but there's some, attractive looking glass frame options out there. It seems like leftists always choose the dorkiest, dumbest looking glasses on the planet. I mean, it's almost like a requirement. You have to have short purple or pink hair, thick, weird looking glasses, and then a cowring. It's like the starter set for any leftist Antifa protester or Starbucks barista. And yeah, I mean, a lot of them have creepy soulless eyes. A lot of them have, the short, purple, yellow, and orange hair. Jeez Louise. Yeah, and these are all their mugshots. And it's kind of just leaning into their stereotype, I suppose, in terms of, what they look like there. And yeah, it's just maybe I should be thankful. It's like, in comparison, not that bad, maybe, me versus them, but in all seriousness, and I'm actually surprised, Antifa, there's not a lot of diversity there. He might be Hispanic, but I don't see any African Americans here. Again, this isn't every single Antifa arrest photo. It's just a compilation that's going viral. Let's see, how many is 4, 8, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, about 36 photos there. If I'm mathing today, which debatably, no, it's why I was probably, I pay people smarter than me to do math stuff. And this went ridiculously viral. It got 5.1 million views as well as 149,000 likes. With one of the first comments coming from, well, not the first comments in terms of the number of likes, but perhaps the most handsomeness. Me, the topping show, I say, quote, they are single-handedly propping up the weird glasses industry, LMFAO, getting 4 likes. Paul Zazupa says, quote, does being Antifa make them ugly or vice versa? Getting 1.3 thousand likes, which, yeah, good question. It's a fair question. Planet of Memes, finally, he was overdue. We finally have him giving us a meme, as I like to call them, because it's, I think, funny. He simply has a laughy emoji, and he has a bunch of the pictures, then it's with a sketch next to them, and they look even dumber in the little cartoon sketch of each of them. And he got 1.8 thousand likes. America Pop Bear says, quote, every one of these people were picked last in the schoolyard, likely targeted during dodgeball games too, getting 482 likes, which, yeah, but I'm not going to critique them too hard for that, because Lord knows I was not chosen much in life for my athletic ability, but I did try darn near every sport. You also have Sagizia Eterna saying, quote, the revolutionary vanguard of history was filled with hardened soldiers and factory workers. Today's vanguard is being coddled Mandre of gender studies majors and part-time baristas. The mask hides the faces of rebellion born from decadent privilege, not oppression, getting 181 likes. Trump Tracker, our favorite contrarian, or at least one of the few contrarians who's consistently posting on social media, he says, quote, yes, because MAGA is a good-looking bunch for sure. And he has a picture compilation of, how many is this? 4, 5, let's see, 4 by, well, because his picture cuts out there, but yeah, about 20 pictures of guys with Oakley glasses and Ray-Ban glasses, which kind of ironic when you think of who owns Oakley. Spoiler alert, they're no longer independent, but nevertheless, they still look relatively normal. They all have, well, I can't talk too much when it comes to normalization when it comes to hairstyles. I'll get a haircut one of these days. In theory, I'll have time for that. But another big difference is, again, they're not being arrested. They're also, happy. Looks like a gal's smiling ear to ear in one of these pictures here. And again, it's not a requirement to wear sunglasses and be a MAGA or Maha, but I'm saying it's required, but it seems to help. Like, they all got him, I guess, in this little picture compilation. He did get 911 likes. I do wonder, was he ratioed? Again, this is a Trump tracker, is his profile. First one comes from Snaling, says, quote, these are the folks who pay taxes for the handouts that the first group lives on. Also, not a single mugshot. Getting 337 likes. Yep. Going down more and more. Well, he was not ratioed, but Trump tracker responded saying, quote, 70% of tax revenue comes from Blue County's LMFAO. Getting 131 likes. Ryan says, notice how not a single one of them was a mugshot. Dolt, getting 93 likes. Make it 94. That's a good Scrabble word. I haven't heard dolt in a year. I get insulted quite often. Let's see. Going back to the major comment section, Amelia Henderson says, quote, how to be liberal? It has a picture of a white guy sleeping while the city is burning to the ground. You also have him walking by homeless people, him walking by someone being carjacked. Then he goes on his phone, he tweets, I can't believe how Trump is destroying our country. Getting 331 likes. 30 Pill Memes simply has the NPR NPC emoji. Guy looking angry, getting 36 likes. Aaron says, yikes. Which, I'll give her a follow. Poor son of a bitch. She believes in, freedom, like freedom, Second Amendment, the First Amendment. And yet she's born in the totalitarian, terrible country of Canada. Which I can't imagine loving freedom so much. With America being so close, it's right there. And yet you're born in Canada where they arrest you for memes. Won't even let you defend yourself against bad guys, the firearms. And they actually tell you to just let bad guys steal from you. Don't resist. Yeah, Canada is a weak, conquered country. That's why I make fun of them so much. You also have Rita saying, quote, they all look the same. And he's Meme says, quote, once you realize that Antifa are Democrat foot soldiers, everything else makes sense, getting 503 likes. You could also debate there, yeah, especially in a place on the West Coast where the police don't arrest anyone in Antifa. They just let them do what they do. They got 503 likes. Mirthful Moments has the famous Simpsons meme with Skinner, Principal Skinner. And he's sitting there and goes, it's not me, it's the children meme. And he says, Antifa is not an organization. We just have a flag, uniforms, official colors, local chapters, meeting places, email signups, and clear directives for everyone's members. Getting 685 likes, which, Biden famously said, Antifa's not, come on, man. Antifa's not even an organization. It's an idea, man. Which, yeah, about that. Which, crazy to think that's not the craziest thing Biden ever said. Their moral says, how Antifa thinks they look. It's Mel Gibson, I believe, in Braveheart. And then it says how they actually look. Looks like a very skinny white guy, presumably on some type of drugs, with no muscle mass. Well, I guess I said leftist, is kind of implied. Sitting on one of those, like, rocking horses, getting 3,000 likes. Donna Marie says, quote, Democrat Party one picture. It's an AI-generated picture of very overweight people with neon-covered hair, obviously multiple piercings, including the cow one. They're all angry, upset, getting 730 likes. We also have Mr. Patel saying, quote, mental illness, 100%. And his meme says, quote, only two genders. He who goes to the urologist, she goes to the gynecologist, everyone else goes to the psychiatrist. Getting 1.4 thousand likes. Let's see. Do we have another contrarian? Try to keep this not so much an echo chamber. Richard Angwin says, quote, instead of mocking mugshots to dodge the real issue, and wokeness, I can't pronounce things today, dang it. Which is why you have to click that subscribe button. When I first started the show, no one tuned in. Well, maybe one family member. And I had no subscribers. But as I spoke faster than Ben Shapiro, more awkwardly than Joe Biden trying to climb upstairs. But as I slowly but surely gained more subscribers, I got slightly better at speaking. A lot of people say, no, not really, not at all. I would argue, statistically speaking, a little bit improvement. Which leads to my theory. The more people that click that button, the better I will get at speaking, and someday make it through an entire episode speaking perfectly, articulately. So you can click that button and tell your friends. I really appreciate it. And tell your enemies. Your enemies might be so enamored and impressed by your choice in podcast material, they then become your friends. Or they find me so visually and viscerally disgusting, your enemies then are very upset with you, and it then becomes a physical altercation for you recommending it to them. So maybe I shouldn't recommend that. But either way, it would make for an interesting story, so why not give it a go? So again, appreciate you taking the time to tune in and click that button as I try to read. Now, again, Richard Angwin said, quote, instead of mocking mugshots to dodge the real issue and wokeness, try facing what your side's policies are keep bringing the resistance you're terrified of. I got 286 likes. Mildred responds saying, bro, terrified of what resistance? We always see our bitches wearing black, getting 66 likes. MJ says, because they want free stuff and are too lazy to get a job, getting 37 likes. Ratio not by number of likes, but by number of comments. You also have Cindy saying, quote, why do ICE wear masks? Don't tell me because it's doxing you 288 likes. Well, ICE people are literally being shot at and physically beaten. Yeah. Upside Down 1984 says, quote, dumb bastards straight out Gotham City getting 1.5 thousand likes. Yeah, and it's kind of interesting or ironic. A lot of the leftist leaders in politics look straight up out of like a Batman movie. Like, Mayor Bass, for one. And again, I don't have much ground to stand on when it comes to visual appeal or lack thereof. I at least don't look like a Bond villain. Or, well, maybe a Bond villain perhaps, but at least don't look like a Batman villain. So yeah, we'll see how many more of these. Well, we'll see if all these people actually get arrested, how much time they actually serve, and if the district attorneys and the judges should just let them off the hook. But yeah, let me know your thoughts because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so click that button. I really appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, and a comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback. Let me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, anyone, everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.